All right, let's see if anybody comes in. Feel like coming live and looking at some cards. Who's out? Who's with me? Hi guys. Thought I'd come on and show some new pickups and do a little Q&A. Pepino Man, you like to look at some baseball cards? Let me get comfortable. Frankenstein's Monster. Random Esports. Ruben Snyder. Michael. Vintage Goats. Just finished football practice, huh? How'd you do? You have your water bottle? Keegan. Reese. James. All right, guys, I was going to show some cards, some of my recent pickups. I have a box of random cards, might get into. And I thought maybe, I never get to do interactive. So I didn't know if any kind of subjects on your mind. Post your questions. Let's get into it. There's a lot going on. We got Caitlin Clark. We got integrated stats in baseball. We could talk whatever about whatever you want. All right. So first, I got this Wemby Rookie of the Year. Bet a few of you got that. Thanks, Don. I'm stupid. I got this fantastic 1960 Japanese card. Features O and Nagashima. Now, O, of course, is the all-time home run king. And over here in America, he's the one we all know. But Nagashima is actually more beloved in Japan because O, even though he was born and grew up in Japan, was Chinese. And Nagashima was native Japanese. If you ever watched an old Bruce Lee movie, uh, you can understand why Nagashima would be more beloved over there. Got this Nick Gonzalez. He's been an RBI machine for the Pirates since they brought him back up. Playing very well. Michael, yours arrived today. Yeah, I got mine, I think, yesterday. Got a couple Ryan Zimmermans. This is a really cool card. All right, if I could only collect one player from each of the Pittsburgh sports teams, who would it be? Steelers, Lynn Swan. Pirates, Roberto Clemente. Penguins, Mario Lemieux. Okay, Adam. Splendid sports card. Should I drink water at the card show or Kurt's card juice? I'd go with Kurt's card juice. Probably make you look prettier. Does Tops let you know what that print run is? I don't think so. Maybe after the fact. I don't know. Never really looked into it, but that's a great question. Does anybody on here know for these cards if they publish the print runs? I know when they first came out with those types of things, they did. What shoes am I allowed to wear at a card show? These national videos come out every year, and everybody will tell you to wear comfortable shoes and take water and maybe snacks because food's expensive. I don't know. It's just like after you hear it so many times, there'll be 20 videos telling you to wear comfortable shoes. I don't know. That just seems like a no-brainer to me. But hey, we're making books called How to Flip Cards for Dummies. So I guess they think we're all dummies. I don't care about new layers. Sorry. You mean new players, Bob? I assume. Kevin Gary. I don't think nine more get him there. But these integrated stats, I don't know. You seen anatomy gym videos? Oh, Anatoly. Yeah, they're hilarious. I love those. Hey, Orlando. Clean sheep shots. Welcome. Did I get the E93 Waddell that I wanted? No, not yet. I really want that card. It's a beauty. Hopefully, I'll get it soon. Remind everyone to wear deodorant when they attend the national. Okay, that's my public service announcement. Will I be bringing any cards to trade or sell to the national? Probably. I have a few. Probably. I just have a few though. All right, I got this is one of the greatest one of the greatest leader cards of all time in my opinion. And I think it was the first leader card I got with Clemente as a kid, so it's always kind of special to me. But a fantastic card. 68 RBI leaders. Orlando Cepeda, Clemente, and Hank Aaron. Mine was a little beat from my childhood, so I picked up a better copy. Eloy the Goat. No, no martial arts lessons here. I can show you how to get your butt kicked. Don't ship them to Best Western. Man, I agree. I think those combo cards are underrated. People are starting to catch on to them. I think you're gonna see them go up in value here. Maybe slowly over time, but so many people are saying that and showing them and buying them now. Top sponsor deodorant. When you don't want to smell like a 52 tops mantle dumped in the Atlantic Ocean. Do you have anyone from the 1950 All-Star pinup set? Is that the round set? There was a 49 All-Star set that was oversized cards, and then the 1950, I believe you are talking about the round cards. Yes. Yeah, I have the DiMaggio and the Jackie Robinson. Those are pretty cool. I think they're a lot more money now than when I got them. I got this 1969 70 Bazooka with Eddie Plank and Wee Willie Keeler. Off the side of a bazooka box. Do I think the AC will work this year? I certainly hope so. I was so hot last year in Chicago. Hey, Adam, I just got a bunch more slabs. Now, somebody told me that they wish somebody would do a rant video on me because these aren't slabs. So if anybody wants to do a rant video and tell me how stupid I am for calling these slabs, go at it. Love to see that. Can I show that closer? Are you talking about the bazooka? I don't know. My lighting, my video, my camera doesn't seem to be super clear right now. Here in the South, we have DSL. Maybe one day we'll get fiber. Just kidding. Pretty slow though. If I add glue, then it's a slab. All right. Pepino Man, slabalicious. Do you lick them? Or do you lick the card before you put them in there? Ruben. Yeah. Well, I mean, there was nothing wrong with my car. It's just that I got a flat tire and had no idea I didn't have a spare. But I mean, you spend time, a little bit of time outside of Atlantic City, stranded at a crack house. It toughens you up, builds character. All that plastic for the bazooka card is insane. I agree 100%. Those slabs are dumb. Yeah, I'm pretty much one step up from dial up. The light should be in front of me. I'll have to spin around. Hey, Larry. All right, I got this. This is scarce card, 1931, W517. Great player. Don't hear a whole lot about him anymore. Growing up, he was one of the guys I looked to pick up. That's Bill Terry, W517. Beautiful card. I'll tell you what, if you're not buying the really, the 100 big cards, getting some deals on some vintage right now. Orlando, yes, that Jimmy Fox card, that's one I was going to take to the National to trade. The Tattoo Orbit, Jimmy Fox. I think it's a 4 or 4.5. That's one of the cards I'm looking to move because I picked up another one. So stupidly. So now I have two. Yeah, James, I have well, I cleaned it up a bit, but I have more cards here. My daughter just moved out, so I took over her room, moved everything in there. Mike, that's right. I have two of everything at least, and they only cost $3. That's why I can afford to have more than one. All right, I got two 1974 Capital Publishing. Now this is a more obscure greats set, and they're oversized, and the checklist is enormous, and they have all the greatest players. Here's a Ty Cobb. Didn't have that one, so I picked it up. Of course, he sucks now. He's not even the batting title leader. Not even the batting leader anymore. And Jimmy Fox. I don't know. Are Ty Cobb still worth anything? Orlando, you'll trade with me? You gonna give me one of those football cards? What's that first football card you have? I'll trade with you, Orlando. I might move that Warch Fox, but the thing is after researching it, there are two different versions. And the one I was thinking about moving, I think is the more written. So after learning that they were two different versions, now I'm on the fence. Detroit collector out being sarcastic. That's funny. Could I possibly put together a top 100 card list? Probably not. I don't. It would be way longer than that. Yep, Larry. Time to sell the bum. No more cobs. You want the one I got recently? Oh, the that Lurch cigar. It cometh an egg. Enjoys Cobb salad. Ruben. All right, I got a box of cards here. These are all kind of doubles that I keep because I love them, and there's nothing wrong with them. So I have all kind of things. What are these from? 1972. Uh, Kellogg's Greats. They also made rolled gold, the exact same looking card. I think they're different on the back. 1978, Franco Harris. We got a interceptions leader with my man Mike Wagner on here. I keep a box of these because I have them all organized by sets and everything. So these are just random. Um, so I like to look through them. Willie McCovey, 1971. Bob Gibson. Raleigh Fingers. Alex English. 83, Donruss, Pete Rose. I saw, man, I saw a post on Facebook where they were saying that Pete Rose sucks. If you compare his stats to everybody else, that he sucks and nobody can, and he can't understand why people think he was a good player. I don't know. You either had to not know baseball or never watch him play to think that Pete Rose sucked. Mike Webster. That's the one thing I don't like about stats, man. You're looking at his batting average or something. I mean, did you ever watch anybody play? Pete Rose was fantastic. Hustled. James Lofton, rookie. Like Tim growing up. Ozzie Newsome, rookie. Kevin, what is your take on the Negro League stacks being included in MLB? You know, that's a complicated subject. I'm not a fan, to be honest. I just think it should be a separate league. They didn't play the same number of games. They didn't play against the same players. It was they were different leagues, really. It's like, so the folklore was that Josh Gibson hit over 900 home runs. Well, he probably averaged 50 games a season, played 16 years. So if you do the math, he would have had to hit about a home run and a half every single game he played. They list him as having 11 strikeouts in his entire career and 8 years with no strikeouts at all. So, I mean, these stats, they don't have the stats that they need because that's just not believable. Neither's over 900 home runs in 50 game seasons or 60 game seasons. So, to me, I think it cheapens his legendary status. He was already a legend, Josh Gibson, but it seems like we're making up stats to put him at the top of the list. Because if you don't know how many times he struck out, how could you possibly know what his batting average was? Now, on one side, you have right after integration, you're like a lot of the rookies of the year, a lot of the MVPs were players that played in the Negro Leagues. So they clearly could play. But on the other side of that equation, are there any players whose stats were as good or better in MLB than they were in the Negro Leagues? I think they were all lower. So that shows you the level of play in MLB was much greater. And then if we go back and we look at the population at the time was about 9% blacks and 91% everybody else. So to think that all the talent was in that league is not really realistic. However, we know there were great talent. I guess the question is, was it across the board? Was it across the board? We only know about the legendary great players. So were they facing the same level of pitching? That type of thing. It's very complicated. Very complicated. But it's tough to integrate. It's tough to integrate different leagues, different competition, and to just throw all these stats together. I mean, you look at Rogers Hornsby's 424 batting average. It is now 10th on the single season batting average list. Is that believable? I don't know. That's my take on it. I just think if you're going to take the batting title away from Ty Cobb, you better damn well know what that stat is, number one. And it's not necessarily equal. I mean, if you compare the number of times at bat and all that good stuff. But I think it hurts Josh Gibson's legacy, really, because, he was a larger than life legendary figure that we all admire. And now it's going to be tainted with some controversy because that's what happens. Baseball fans are so stat heavy. So is Gibson now the all-time home run leader? No, not even close. He's credited with 166, which goes back to my other statement that, when they used to say he had over 900, that's just not believable in 50 game seasons, playing 16 years. Yeah, well, they integrate Japanese stats too. That's American fans are never going to allow that to happen, but that's another competitive league. So yeah, Orlando. I don't know. What would Babe have hit in the Negro Leagues? I don't know. Mike Petty. Cobb fell off the card ladder, down 90%. Not so sure about that one. What's the favorite card I own? Could be value or just sentimental value. Please show it. Well, I would have to go get it, but it's my Colgan's Chip Hannes Wagner. That's my favorite card. Jay, I only collect kaboomies, Petty. Orlando, you're always buying Cobb, aren't you? Yes, Stuke. 11 MVP awards came from former Negro League players. No doubt about it. My point was, what about all the other players? Did those 11 MVPs have better stats or as good in the MLB as they did before they got there? Do you know the answer to that? Is there any great Negro League player that played in MLB that had better stats in the MLB? because it seems like they had way higher batting averages and everything in the Negro Leagues. Because my point is that shows you the level of competition as far as depth. I'm talking depth now. Orlando, thanks. Yeah, that Clemente photo, man. I was so excited when I was a little kid. My babysitter, I had a babysitter who watched me all summer. She'd come over with her son and watch me while my mom was at work. And she took that at Three Rivers Stadium. She asked him to pose for it, and she brought it to me one day because she knew he was my favorite player. It's very special. Stuke says there were better players in the Negro Leagues. Very possible. I don't believe the percentage of better players. I really don't believe that there was a higher percentage of better players. Of course, we don't know all the stats. You take a guy like Ray Dandridge, who was supposed to be just phenomenal. If you look up his stats, they're unimpressive. And I don't believe those stats. I don't believe they're real. I just believe they don't have good stats back then. But if that's the case, then how do you kick people off the leaderboard? What else we want to talk about? Yeah, Tom. Can I highlight messages? Can I highlight chat here? I don't even know. I don't think so. No, I usually go on StreamYard. So I think this is my second time going straight on YouTube. What other questions we have? All right, let me show some cards. Here's a 1979 Bears leader with Walter Payton. Got the record breaker, Earl Campbell. Man, the Steelers used to beat the piss out of him. He came into Pittsburgh the first time. Man, they held him to 6 yards. 6 yards. I think that was the 79 playoff game. 6 yards. They beat the hell out of him. And then Donnie Shell broke his ribs. I think he only had 6 yards in that game. And I saw him at a signing, and somebody came up and said, "Who was the hardest hitting Pittsburgh Steeler?" And his response was priceless. He said, "Every one of them MFers," was his response. Only he didn't say MFer. There's a 69 Deco Edge, Denny McClain. Last 30 game winner. Bobby Mercer. Rookie card. He gave the eulogy at Thurman Munson's funeral. Got a scoring leaders card here with Roy Jarilla. They used to have these gorillas, and it was Gorillas. One of my all-time favorite cards is this Manny Sanguian from 1976 Topps. Love that set. Do I think Verlander gets 300 wins? I was hoping, because it would be nice to see another 300 game winner, but at this point, I don't think he's going to make it. I hope he does. I don't think there will ever be another one. He has a chance. If he doesn't get there, I don't think there will ever be another one. Which is sad. But of course, Paul Skeens, who's pitching tonight here soon, in a few minutes. His second outing, he had 11 strikeouts, a no hitter through 6 innings, and they pulled him for pitch count. So that's the world we live in. So Pete Alonso tops now. Jose Abreu, first Bowman. Got a Keith Hernandez, Kellogg's. Now, Keith Hernandez has the most gold gloves at first base. I think he has 11. But most gold gloves by a first baseman, Guy Lafleur. Cam Neely. Vida Blue. 81 Donruss. I was so excited when they came out with the Donruss and the Fleer in 81. I had something else to chase. Out of Duquesne High School in Pittsburgh. Sorry, Duquesne College, which used to have a great basketball team, Norm Nixon. Reggie Jackson. Card some of my fellow misfits like to rip on, but I actually like that card. Doug Williams, first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl. Man, did he have a fantastic season that year. Out of Grambling, right? And this is a fantastic leaders card. This is one of my favorite. Well, I'll say this is probably my favorite football leaders card. Certainly one of them, with the pretty much two top quarterbacks of that time. Got Al Rosen here from 56 tops. Dan, the 73 Reggie is not the worst card of all time. Come on, you'd rather have that. You'd rather have that Mariano in his street clothes, high school girlfriend picture? Come on. Or that Chipper Jones? Really? Senichiro Upper Deck rookie? 68 batting leaders? This is a great card. 58 tops Don Zimmer. Lenny Dawson? Man, the Steelers let him go. The Cleveland Browns let him go. Then he became a superstar. My man, John Milner. Who knows his nickname? Anyone know his nickname? Dan, he was crying over a Reggie card. I love that card. It's the only one where he's throwing. And you know what? I wish they would have made a Clemente where he was throwing. I mean, that's what he was known for, was his arm. And there's not a single card with him throwing. It's a travesty. 78, Mike Schmidt. TJ, 78, Reggie Jackson, 78 tops. Hands down, I think is his best card. That Christy Mathewson, what is it? The E10 E101, I believe, and also the Dockman and Sons, same image. That's definitely one for me. That's probably number one for me. Yeah, the 64 stand up, he's throwing, but I mean, he's not like, gunning somebody down at the plate like he did in the 71 World Series or something. But he's just like tossing the ball. There's also a bazooka that he's tossing the ball. E92, thank you. E92, Matthews. ESA, the company that keeps on giving ulcers. They ruin a lot of people's day. What's a Requena mantle? 64, 66? Stuke, I don't know that one. I don't think. Mike. Yeah, he's tossing the ball in a 1972, Clemente is. Yeah, we definitely needed a Clemente throwing card. So, Orlando, you say the worst Clemente is the 72 in action and they have him striking out. So, I have to challenge that a little bit. Not that it's not his worst looking card, but I'm not so sure he was striking out. Because there was a All-Star game I watched where he was going up against, I believe it was Mickey Lolich, and Mickey Lolich threw him this ball that it was a curved ball that went outside, and he made that same look. He was frustrated at that pitch, and he hadn't swung at it, and he looks the same way he does in that in action photo. And I'm wondering if that wasn't taken at that All-Star game, because I think it was the 71 All-Star game that happened. Orlando. I don't know if you can look that up or something, but he made that same. He would make those frustrated looks when the ball was outside. He couldn't swing at it or something. So I'm not so sure that he missed that ball. You love all Clementes except the 69 tops. That's one of my favorites of his. I love the 69. I have several of them, plus the O-Pee-Chee. The 74 Nolan Ryan is a really cool card. So is the Jim Palmer and the I like the Tom Seaver, although it's kind of far away. '74 Seaver, yep. Yeah, the 56 Clemente is your favorite. That's a beautiful one. I always like that one more than the 55 rookie card. 65 Spawny. Yeah, Sammy, that 70 Transagram Nolan Ryan, man. That's a beautiful card. Congrats on that. I'd love to get one. Now you need to get, I don't think you have it. You need to get that Candy Lids. I do have that one. The Lenny Dawson is the best card shown all night. What else we have here? 1971 Kellogg's. This is the toughest set because it was the only set you couldn't send away for. Toughest Kellogg's. Jim Palmer. I have this beautiful, it's kind of miscut, one of those Fleer team action. Gotta have cards of the Steelers beating up on the Cowboys, man. Ted Simmons, 76 Hostess. Love me some Hostess. Got Kellogg's, Paul Wayne. I almost said Paul Weiner. Paul Warfield. Yeah, Mike, it did crack a lot. 1960 Dick Groat, and of course he won the MVP this season. Kershaw to 300 wins. How many does he have? I don't think so. I don't think so. Jackie Smith. And it's a shame he's known for dropping that ball in the Super Bowl. Kind of like Bill Buckner. But it's a shame. They were both good players and they shouldn't go down in history, known for that one mess up. Mike Bossy, an absolute scoring machine. Number one in goals per games played, which I think is a more important stat than total. Mario Lemieux is second in goals per games played all time and second in assists per games played all time. Just to give you an idea, I think Gretzky's seventh on the points. He's first on assists per games played, but I think he's seventh on goals per games played. Hop along, Cassidy. Yeah, it's a young gun bossy. Pittsburgh Steelers team leader. Hey, how about this Wade Boggs? Love these Donruss. Here's a signed Tommy Herr. He was a Pittsburgh Pirate killer. Man, he used to beat the hell out of the Pirates. We got a Brett Saberhagen rookie, 85. Mike Schmidt hostess. Veda Pinson, 1960. Whoop. Got a Reggie. I got several of these booklets here. These are all doubles, but Reggie Jackson. I think I have the set. Can't remember. Ernie Banks. Pete Rose. Bob Gibson. Oh man, what a beast he was. Larry Zonka, 1971 tops. Kind of ruined his career a little bit, like his legacy when he went to that World League. I think he went over there with, was it Mercury Morris? One of his fellow players, him or Paul Warfield. Anyway, he went to the World League, and I guess the Dolphins held a grudge. And when he came back, he ended up playing for the Giants. Willie McCovey in 1976. Jerry Lucas. Jim Kick. Mike Wagner. Free safety on those great Steeler teams. O.J. Anderson. What a great running back. Jim Langer. I got him. John Riggins. I always loved this pro action card of him. Another beast. Hard to tackle. Man, he had that one brilliant year with the Redskins, didn't he? Got some of these cards. Donovan McNabb. I love that set. This is what's a city background or whatever? I don't know. Got a Randy Johnson rookie card. Bernie Williams. Who remembers John Denny? Good pitcher. Ramon Martinez. Who remembers Mark Gastineau? Terry Bradshaw's. 81, 83. Oh, I like to watch him. Jimmy Cephalo. Weren't too many Italians played in the NFL. Mark Bavaro. Ernest Jackson. He came to the Steelers, and I guess he was playing for who was that short, feisty coach? He was defensive coordinator. Oh, I'm drawing a blank on his name. Who knows his name? Anyway, he said he would never be a running back in the NFL. He came to Pittsburgh. As you can see, he's a leader here. And he was phenomenal for the Steelers. Buddy Ryan, thank you. Gene Baker, and he has a Band-Aid over his head. I remember when I was first shopping for that card, I wasn't sure if that was a blemish on the card I was looking at, but that's a Band-Aid over his head there. You saw Gastineau get his butt kicked in the CFL. Don't remember that. Gene Connolly. Now, he's the only guy to win a World Series and an NBA title. Celtics, right? Play with the Celtics. Oh, man, now I got to put these all away. All right, we got 1970 Lou Brock, 63 Tony Kubek. Man, in the 1960 World Series, he took a ball to the throat. It was pretty nasty. Just took a bad hop at shortstop. Louis Tiant, should he be in the Hall? First World Series I ever watched. Louis Tiant pitched. Frank Thomas. You know what? Nobody ever answered John Milner's nickname. I moved on and forgot. 68 Atlantic Oil. Hank Aaron. I always loved this card. 1953 Topps Gus Bell. The Hammer. Thank you. That is correct. Did you look that up? Vern Law. Great card. 54 Topps. Harvey Keene. When Robin Gabriel just passed away recently. Alex Karras. Somebody's going to bring up Webster. Danielle Kang, Sports Illustrated for Kids. Great golfer and cute as a button. Harold Carmichael, big, tall receiver. Fantastic receiver for the Eagles. Got a George Brett from 81 Fleer. Burt Blyleven rookie. An O-Pee-Chee. I bought a box of these when I was in Canada. My grandparents bought me a box of these, put the whole set together, had lots of doubles. O-Pee-Chee. Jim Rice. Of course, the Cal Ripken rookie is not in the O-Pee-Chee. 61 Fleer, greats. Christy Mathewson. Sammy Thunder, you still around? 82 O-Pee-Chee, Fernando Valenzuela. Did I say 82 O-Pee-Chee with the, or did I say 81? Sometimes I misspeak. Drew Pearson. This was Wonder Bread. And a Wonder Bread rookie card. I don't know. Got to ask Victor if a Wonder Bread can be a rookie card. Curtis Joseph. Kellen Winslow. Man, that one playoff game, you come limping back to the huddle, go out, make another play. Come limping back to the huddle, go out and make another play. One of the most courageous performances I ever watched in my life. Him and Dan Fouts, man. Richie Hebner. He was a grave digger in the off season. Guys didn't get paid like they do today. You get paid $100 million to suck today. Pirates have a relief pitcher. His ERA is, I think, 49. And he probably makes more than all of us on this chat combined to suck at his job. James Harris. Brian Giles. This was the play ball from, what is that? I can't read it. 2001 or 2 or 3. Loved this guy, Sterling Sharp. What a receiver. Won a receiving triple crown. Here's a McDonald's Michael Jordan. They had a few different of these. This is the chest pass, obviously. (1981) Fleer, Willie Stargell. 81 Topps, Pete Rose. This was the first year I sent in for the whole set. 87, Barry Bonds. I guess it's a rookie card. Always loved this, the Big Red Machine World Series card from 76 Topps. And there's my man, Luis Tiant. I have a vivid memory of watching that first World Series game of mine. Rusty Staub, 66. What's he? I believe he lost more games than any player in history. I believe he's always playing on bad teams, but a good player. All-time losingest player in baseball. Elston Howard. Wes Covington from the 59 Sporting News. Mike Marshall. He was something in the 70s. Steve Carlton. Veda Pinson. Chico. Leroy Selman. This guy was a fantastic player. His brother Dewey played too. Guy Lafleur. Always loved this particular Pete Rose, this particular Diamond Kings. I think he did a great job with this one. Johnny Padres. 63 tops. 59, Harvey Keene. Another 82, O-Pee-Chee, Steve Carlton. All right, what do we have going on in the chat? Did I collect NBA star in the 1980s? You mean the star cards? If that's what you're asking, no, I didn't. We viewed them as fake back in the day. Nobody wanted them. I guess that was a big mistake. Looking at all these influencers pumping them. Do I binder any cards? Yes, I do. I have a whole bunch of binders. I cut them off at I think 1978 is the oldest that I binder. Everything after that I put into individual holders. But I have lots of binders because I have near sets for all the 70s, 80s. Near or complete sets, I should say. Oh, you picked up the Rusty Staub 3D 68? 3D test? Man, I want that one. That's a beautiful card. Congrats. That's a beauty. Feels like it's about to fall apart. Isn't it nice to be able to touch a card, though? I mean, you buy it slabbed up, you can't touch it. Catfish Hunter was missing a toe. Is that true? Rocky Blyer was missing half his foot from Vietnam. Any Roy face cards? Yes, I have them all. What is he? Number 2 on the most consecutive wins list, just behind Carl Hubble. I think he won 22 in a row, I believe. My dad always jokes around that he'd lose it and then win it. Should Veda Pinson be in the Hall of Fame? A lot of people think so. TJ, did he lose that big toe before he played or during or after he played? I think I may have heard that before. Do I think Aaron Judge hits 55th home run this year? You know, I haven't really been following him this year, but he's an exciting player. I root for him. Yeah, you're right. Got to collect everything. Never know which one becomes worth something. Ain't that the truth? Bust out the Foodland and Giant Eagle cards. I have Foodland Pittsburgh Penguins. I'm trying to think of the Giant Eagle ones. What are the Giant Eagle cards? I'm drawing a blank on those. Oh, in high school. Wow. Thoughts on Harvey Haddix pitching 12 perfect innings and losing the game? Okay, I'll give you my thoughts on that. Number one, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame the Pirates couldn't score some runs for him. But do you know that the Braves admitted in the early 1990s, I think in 1990, that they stole all his signs, that they knew what pitch was coming, and everybody stole his signs except one player, and that one player was Hank Aaron. So they knew what pitch was coming, and he only threw like a curveball and a fastball. They knew what pitch was coming, and he still threw 12 perfect innings. And at one time, he was credited with having a perfect game because it was through 9 innings. And then in the early 1990s, again around 1990, they changed the way they calculate that and kicked him off the perfect game list. So he does not officially have a perfect game. Yeah, you're right, Petty. Tom Dempsey did kick a 63-yard field goal with a club foot, and his I want to say 63 card shows him with kicking with his leg up in the air, and you can clearly see he only has half a foot. It's a great card. Yep, Joe Adcock with the big home run, and then of course he passed. He passed Hank Aaron or something in the baseline, so it ended up only being one run instead of two. And my dad, I don't know, he told me he thought that was done intentionally just to be classy, so that they only won the game 1-0 rather than 2-0. I don't know if there's truth to that or not. Oh, you're talking okay. Ruben, back to the Giant Eagle. You're talking about the Pittsburgh police issues. Yes, I have most of those sets. I have them all represented. I have most of the complete sets. The police gave those out. They had Giant Eagle sponsorships on the back. I think some of them were Giant Eagle and some of them were Coca-Cola. Do I have the right cards? Pretty sure. That's why you love the Braves. They steal everything, including bases. Later, lasagna is calling. Stoke, what do you know about lasagna? You'll have to come here and let my taste my mom's. Joe Adcott is criminally underrated. I don't know about criminally, but I agree. I always collected his cards. I don't think he gets enough love. John, okay, Rick. He says, take a breath from showing cards and promote our hobby palooza. Hour enough? Rick, when is it? So Rick and I are going to do a stay off our lawn segment. Talk about the modern state of the hobby from an older collector standpoint, I guess. We're going to have fun. Rick, I forget when it is. Oh, it's 5. I think it's 5 o'clock Saturday. I think it's 5 o'clock Saturday. Have I put together the 67 Topps baseball set? Even the big cards out of the way, the high numbers are kicking my butt. Yeah, they're tough. I think I have all the big high number ones, and I have a near set, but I don't have it checklisted. But I have all the stars, and I believe I have all the big short prints like Brooks Robinson, Tommy John's a short print. I believe in that. Mickey Lolich, if I'm not mistaken, I think is a short print. Will a middle inning reliever ever make the Hall of Fame? That's a great question. I mean, they're becoming a big part of the game, but they only pitch 1 or 2 innings. I don't know. That's a good question. You know, the starters and the closers get all the love. Hey, Petty, there's probably two guys older than us. Come on now. All right, I got to go catch Paul Skeens. Any last requests? Any last questions for me? Before I end this, I want to thank y'all for tuning in and listening to me. I'm home alone, and I just felt like looking at some cards and talking cards and sports. Will Skeen strike out 9 today? You could bet on it, baby. Bet on it. Pepino, man, you're getting up there, my man. You're catching me. You'll never catch Rick, though. No, but seriously, it should be a fun hobby palooza. Rick's going to talk about his experience going to the ballpark and watching Babe Ruth hit 2 home runs in a game, and what it was like to actually stand outside the convenience store and beg older guys to give him the T206 cards out of their cigarettes. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you soon.